Welcome back everyone to another Project Zomboid video. My name's Cool Kid Croc and today I'm going to be sharing some information about Project Zomboid and its upcoming Build 42 update, as well as show you guys all the in-depth, high-action footage for the cows, sheep, and chickens. But if that's the only reason why you came to this video and you don't have too long, then here are the videos right here. Remember to leave a like for that one and I'll see you next time. Now there's quite a bit of information though, so for everyone else, let's get into it. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more Zomboid content and to help me grow, and also tell me in the comments section one animal you want the most to be added to Project Zomboid and why. Now firstly, the information I'm showing you comes from the most recent Steam post titled Milky Milky, which I'll leave a link to in the description below. I want to skip to the most interesting part to me firstly, and what I think will interest you guys, the animals. So in this post we actually got video footage of 3 different animals that are getting added to the game. We also got some more clarification on how all these animals are going to work. In the first video we can see that we'll be able to attach animals to a rope and lead them to where we want to be, like inside of some fences. We're also going to be able to craft a feeding trough for the animals, and then they'll automatically be going there to eat. We also see a baby cow, so reproduction is confirmed. No virgin cows in Project Zomboid. Let's go! And there's a lot of different things that are going to make these animals a lot more unique than in most games. We already plan to have animals that do get added in moddable, so you can adjust animal behavior and possibly the textures or other things. Animals can go and eat grass as well to survive, like the wild animals, and then it will regrow, which will be a new sandbox option. The trough you will either construct or loot from a farm, and the animals all have different growth stages, like calves become cows or bulls. For chickens, you actually have to have a hen house, and they'll lay eggs in it, otherwise they'll just do it on the ground. And then with also having a rooster, it can actually hatch chicks. You'll even need to shut the hen house door every night and open it back up in the mornings, or else you'll risk visits from a fox. Animals like cows will take like 2 years in game to grow into full size, as well as them also producing more meat depending on the actual animal size. And for the sheep, we can shear their wool or even milk them if we want to get sheep milk. Right after that, the post talks about animal breeding and what's currently being added to the game. They definitely want to encourage players to breed animals or maybe seek out a farm and play that way. And they've gone for a realistic yet still gamified genetic system to make it feel somewhat accurate. This means of course you might not be spending the amount of gas that you would normally on a farm, or the amount of food that you would normally on a farm, or the amount of effort and physical labor, but at least they're going to try and make it work in the world of Project Zomboid. They also talk about when breeding animals, character with appropriate skills will be able to inspect the animal and get an idea of its various health related attributes. So this could be related to a skill that we already have in game, or it could be adding new skills that are related to animal breeding or training animals and stuff like that. In my opinion, it seems like the developers are on a great track with the animal system and the animal breeding. Even if we only get these first 3 animals added into Project Zomboid and these simple little systems, it's going to add so much to the game. Currently, there's not too much of a reason to go settle on a farm when you could settle in a city or somewhere closer to where you're constantly going to be looting or traveling around. That's why this update's definitely going to be big. With these animals, it's going to make farm bases, especially on multiplayer servers, way better. I think out of the 3 and out of all the animals in total, I am the most excited for cows, at least right now. I really want a livestock that I can make into food, as well as have them reproduce to make even more food or milk. Let me know which animal you like the most, or which one you want to be added to the game though. Moving on from animals, there's still a lot more to go through in this little post. Starting with the Build 41 patch notes, they're currently working part way through the journey to the 41.69 patch. Let's go! These won't add a whole bunch of new features, but they will at least polish the game and make it a little bit nicer. Things like new items and 3D models, as well as foraging discoveries. There will also be some improvements to make it easier to play with controllers, as well as improvements to the multiplayer experience, focusing on the weird vehicle physics, the PvP safety system, the PvP cooldown timer, safe house bugs, sleeping, and radio VHS. This is all supposed to be coming within the next week, so definitely look out for that update whenever it comes out. I'm really hoping they fix multiplayer a little bit, because I have satellite internet and it makes it really hard to play multiplayer with a few people on a server and a lot of desync. It could just be my end, but I have a lot of other people that are telling me the same thing. We also got some information to fishing and lockpicking. The developers say there's a new fishing system and they were testing it, mainly checking out bugs and in multiplayer, but it seemed like the testers had fun on using it. Anything really to make fishing a little bit more engaging would be awesome. We're also going to be adding in a lot more things related to fishing, such as types of lines, hooks, lures, baits, and different catch options. And stuff like your location, weather, time of day, and your fishing skill will all come into play when catching fish. I think this is awesome because that is pretty in-depth. I remember when I was younger and used to fish, you'd have to wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. just to get the lake nice and early to catch big fish. And while we say we won't go into too much detail, they are implementing a lockpicking mode into the game, so I'm not sure if this will add in a new skill related to lockpicking, or if it will be with something else. This also means they can put locks on a bunch of different stuff, like different loot stashes or containers that would have stuff like guns or a lot of loot. Overall, both fishing and lockpicking could add a lot of great things to the game. Next, they talk about the map work. Mainly, this is just updating a lot of different tiles and converting the buildings to fit the new expansions. They do show some photos, one of which seems to be like a 3-story rich house, which looks really nice. Of course, there will be more farms made on the map to fit the new expansion with the animals. Both players in the city and players more in the country areas of Project Zomboid both have a lot to look forward to with the next updates. And lastly, one that affects almost everyone unless you play the game on mute, the music. They're currently working on trying to make the music sound a little bit better. By that, they mean having tracks switch mid-fight or crossfade between different intense levels of a game. And then eventually, when the action does slow down and the number of zombies you're fighting declines, the music will enter a slower state and eventually fade out. This would be pretty cool because the music in Project Zomboid right now is pretty loud. I especially notice it while recording for videos. So having a better music system in game that switches depending on the situation you're in can definitely help pull players in and make them feel more in the world of Project Zomboid. That's all of the Project Zomboid news I have though. If you like Project Zomboid, check out my channel for more Project Zomboid content, and if you like the news video, let me know and I'll talk about more updates with Project Zomboid as they keep on coming out. Either way though, I hope you guys had a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.